And I'm going to show you top 3 9mm pistols that you can buy today for under 400 bucks. Okay dude, so I'm going to start from the bottom and I'm going to work my way up. First starting off, I got the Canik Tp9 9mm. The reason why I chose this gun is because I did have a couple options when it came to this budget 9mm. Of course I thought of the Taurus, I thought of so many other guns, but I wanted to go with guns that I've personally shot before and that I actually happen to like. And I have actually shot the TP9 before, and not gonna lie, it felt like a pretty expensive gun. Not gonna lie, I could compare it almost to a Glock. It was very comfortable in the hands. I shot like 200 rounds through it. Did not have absolutely any jams whatsoever. The only one tricky thing about it is that it does have the awkward button at the top, which a lot of people don't really seem to like. But anyways, what can you really do? And obviously this guy, he's a fucking savage. He doesn't care. He's shooting through fire. So the gun does happen to work. And this is actually right here more of a competition gun, but they do offer some pretty high-end quality, some pretty more expensive options if you're into that. If you're into the competition, going to the range and competing, they do offer those options, a little bit more pricey. But the bare bones, the regular TP9, the packaging is what really surprised me. It comes in a really nice package, two, I believe, 17 round mags. Like I said, 9mm, it doesn't really jam. And as you guys can see here in a little bit, this guy right here beat the hell out of the gun. He's fucking putting it in the mud, as you guys can see. And it's still firing. It still, you know, works perfectly. I was planning on doing this when I shot the first time, but it was not my own firearm. It was my friend's, so obviously I cannot be a douche and mistreat his firearm. So, you know, I just shot it normally. I didn't do a torture test, which I would think it'd be pretty interesting to do once I do get my hands on one. That's for me. But as far as just shooting it regularly, it worked perfectly. I had absolutely no problems with it. It just worked. So if you're looking for a pretty budget gun, this would be a good option. Start at 200. And if you are one of those brand type of persons like I am and really brand cautious, I did want to go with something that was more recognizable, something that a lot of people are familiar with. For example, I got this Ruger 9E 9mm, holds 17 plus 1. Perfect option if you're looking for something that is value, not just on a budget, not just something cheap, something that you can keep for the rest of your life and not have to dump 500 to 900 bucks on. This is something that's gonna work for you, something that's gonna provide for you. I also shot this absolutely no problems. Like I said, did not jam, shot about 300 rounds through it. Me and my buddies, it worked perfectly. As you guys can see, they're comparing it to the SR9. I've also shot the SR9, but I do not like it because it has that awkward safety thing, as you guys can see. This one, I guess it would be a little bit, it felt higher end than the regular SR9, which is about $100 more. So I really do recommend this one. Like I said, 300 rounds so far and had no problems. The only bad thing is it might not be a perfect carry pistol if you're a smaller guy or a medium-sized guy, because it is pretty big. It's a full-size pistol, so it's not gonna be something too good for concealed carry. Perfect for home defense, perfect for your car, your truck, or just keeping it as a spare gun. But after this, I am gonna go into my favorite personal gun that I highly recommend for, you know, keeping it as a full-on concealed carry, home defense, shit hits the fan, whatever it is scenario you like to do. But anyways, as of right now, this 9E is a lot of, you know, you get a lot of gun for your dollars. It's, as you guys can see, it runs for about $2.99. Brand new from Academy. I took this screenshot literally today January 24, 2018. So it, if you can find them on sale for $2.99, it'd be perfect. It is a great find. And while you might not get this super fancy packaging like on a Smith and Wesson M&P or a Glock, you still get a lot of value. And well, of course, for my number one pick, it has to be the Smith & Wesson SD9VE. I absolutely love this gun. I've shot it a couple times perfectly. I didn't even have one single problem. And the crazy thing about this gun is that for me, just for being a regular guy, it honestly feels like a $600-700 pistol. I don't know why they chose to, give it so cheaply. But as you guys can see, it's all about the value. So you may not get a really nice fancy packaging, but you just get a regular crappy cardboard box. But that's what the company had to do in order for to give you a great gun for not that much money, which is pretty smart. I'd rather much get all my value in the gun itself than just some bullshit box, which a lot of other companies, they put too much emphasis on their boxes, but they don't pay attention to the small details, and it is dead ass reliable. Accidentally I dropped it. It was unloaded, but I did drop it pretty hard on concrete. But it still ran perfectly. As you guys can see, this guy's beating the crap out of it. It's just throwing it in the dirt.
Fire's great.
I mean, obviously, as you guys can see, it ran for about $289 right now. January the 24th at Academy. It's actually the cheapest gun out of all of them. For $289, you get a full-size carry pistol that it was actually designed and modeled after the Glock, and it's almost identical to the Glock 19, which is one of my favorite, the only Glock I actually like. But I mean, come on, simply $289. I mean, you can't really go wrong with this. And this is, if you are the Glock type of guy, this is perfect for you because it's so similar to the Glock that they actually have to pay royalties to Glock because of the design. So it's basically, this is your poor man's Glock right here. If that's the best way to, like I said, you can't really go wrong with this gun. And if you are a Glock guy, I'm gonna give you a little bonus. Like I said, I wanted to give you guys a bonus, but I didn't want to put this at the title because it doesn't fit everyone, and I don't want people getting pissed at me. I personally hate Glocks because I just think that, I think the actual gun itself, it's a decent gun. It's a good gun, but I always like to get value for my dollars, and I feel like the value to dollar ratio just doesn't add up. I feel like I'm overpaying for something that's very basic, very, like most people are like, well, the Glock, it never jams, it always works. Well, yeah, no shit, it's supposed to do that because I paid $600. Probably some people throw a couple $1,000 into customizing their Glocks, as well as AR-15s. Now, AR-15s, that's fine because it's a rifle and you can do a whole lot more things with it. I can understand people throwing $2,000-3,000 on it, but a simple pistol, which is just your backup, shouldn't be too expensive. But anyways, I just wanted to throw this bonus out there for the people that are considering to get a more high-end pistol, but you don't want to waste the money, and this is gonna be perfect for you. The blue label program, it's made by Glock, and this is basically the breakdown of it is basically they made this for first responders to be able to pay way less on a Glock. No, it can be ambulance, I don't know, police officer, just anything, firefighters, I think. I'm not sure if they changed it, but last time I checked, that's where it was. I'm going to put the link down here below so that you guys can check it out. But yeah, basically you're going to be able to pay about $400 on the blue label, rather than here, let me show you how much a Glock cost. I'm gonna show you the 19 for custom Glock, $600. After tax, you're gonna pay about $650. um, 625, 640. Goddamn, $1,000, 600. See, so you guys get the point. It's pretty expensive. A Glock is pretty fucking expensive. It's overrated. Everybody wanted it, so that look at this shit. $1,000, 2,000 almost. See, so you guys get the point. Glocks are just expensive. So this would be a very good budget option if you fit into the bill. If you are a first responder, again, it doesn't fit everyone that's watching this. You might not be a first responder. That's why I made the first three, and the last one, the Smith Wesson Sd9 VE, is probably your best option. Literally, I've shot the Glock 19, which is literally the only Glock I like. I don't like the 17. I don't like the 23, the 26, all this other shit. I never liked it. So if I did have the money, the only Glock I'd ever buy is the 19 because it just fits well in my hand. But the closest thing I could find to it is definitely the Smith & Wesson SC9 VE. In case you guys did not know, they actually have to pay royalties to Glock because it is very similar to it. The functions, the everything is just almost identical. Once you hold, as a matter of fact, I think that the SC9 VE is actually a little bit more ergonomic. But again, that's up to you if you want to do that. If not, here's another option for you in case you do fit the first responders. If not, then just consider the first three options.